We good? All right, all right. Hello, hello, hello. We are back with Conversations and Cocktails with Kelda and Krew, an ASE hosted podcast. I got my crew here with me, and we got Miss Barbara behind the scenes, the camera woman. We got Janine here to my what's this? My left. We got Janine on the end here. She's gonna be monitoring some comments. We got Janet here to my left. She's gonna be monitoring some comments. We got Monica here. She's normally the music person, but we're doing music a little bit different, so she's just gonna jump in and fill in where she needs to. And then we got nephew hiding. I don't think you can see him.
Can you see me?
Just wave. So we are in Arctic bliss.
Yes.
Or if you, we have been saying Winter Wonderland, and I'm sorry because I was thinking that's what it was, but we are in Arctic bliss. I will share pictures of the layout here. I'm not going to pan around or anything because there's a whole reveal that's going to happen. So that's that. Um, so I want to speak really quickly about. I was talking to somebody last night about being live in a podcast versus recording and then editing. And I have to say that I kind of like live because it's candid and you get what you get. And not to say that it's bad to edit, but it's just this is just the way I feel currently about it. Now maybe on down the line, if I'm doing something different, we will record and edit. But right now, I like the feel of the live. So do me a favor and tell me what you think about the lives. And with the lives, you get the raw. So like one time we had a phone call. One time somebody had to get up. Y'all was telling us y'all couldn't hear us, and we were trying to figure it out. We had cicadas in the background. So I do love the live idea of it. So this is season 1 of the podcast. We started in September. This is the third official one and the fourth one I've done. The first one, I don't know if you all remember, I did a whole test in the yard with my brothers. So yeah. So this is season 1, the launch, episode 3, and today we're going to talk about seasonal depression and holiday blues. So I guess we'll just real quick. If you haven't already done it, please hit subscribe and like and comment and all that. Again, I have the ladies looking at comments so we can try to be as real time as possible. You know, bear with us. We're human. And I just want to say quickly, and I'm going to put this in the comments. There's a guy named Joel Ortiz. He has a song called Anxiety that's really, really good. One of my brother's friends, who I call my little brother, he told me about this video and I watched it, and it's a really good video. And it spoke to me in different ways, and I felt it applied to this topic here. So I wanted to put that out there. And again, I'll put it in the comments once the podcast is over. So with that being said, we'll get started and jump right on in. I would like to start only because this is really personal to me. I feel I don't have no diagnosis or none of that, but I do feel that I suffer from, and I don't know if I want to say suffer. I'm impacted by seasonal depression, and I didn't realize how much I love the sun. Oh, let me start. Let me stop real quick. I saw something that you did that reminded me. I didn't share the information about the signature cocktail for today. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna go back to it in a second. But we are sipping on the Cosmic Cosmo. It's white cran. Well, it's not white cranberry juice because it's hard to find, but it's light pink white cranberry juice. Okay. And so the ingredients is vodka, the cranberry juice, Cointreau or triple sec, ginger syrup, and fresh lime or lemon, or fresh lime and lemon juice. And so yeah, we made this for you all. And cheers! I said if I put it in there when I posted that if you wanted to cheers with us, make the cocktail. So here we go. So cheers to a wonderful year, a wonderful podcast, and we're gonna get her done. All right. Cheers. All of my tea. Mm. So
delicious.
So good, so good.
Yes.
So let me go back. All right, so I started to notice how much I need the sun after the pandemic started. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if I was impacted by it before and just didn't notice it. And I'm thinking it was possible for me to not notice it because the winters before the pandemic, we were able to go out. We didn't have to be worried about how many people was in the damn room. You just went out. You didn't have to be like, oh, this might be too peoply. Maybe I shouldn't go. You didn't have to worry about a mask. So we did things not being conscious of the number of people around and colds and stuff. And if people coughed, gave them a bad look or kept on moving, you didn't think COVID. And so I'm not really sure, but I know after COVID, I started noticing how much I needed the sun to help me feel better. So I was just telling somebody at this restaurant we were just at, if I woke up in the morning, and it's even now, if I wake up in the morning and it's kind of gloomy out, I have an energy and a feel about it. But then as I'm sitting there and I'm working, and if the sun comes, the sun is out, it starts to come out from behind the clouds or whatever, and it starts to get sunny, it changes my energy and my attitude. Mm-hmm. And I just noticed like my mother will adjust the blinds. When she opens the blinds, she doesn't open them fully so they're straight. So it's a little slight, like not bend, but they're not open all the way. And so you're not getting the full sunlight. So I immediately come downstairs and just open them so you get all the sunlight. And when I go to my friend's house, some of them can attest to this. I will open blinds more than what they are, or I will open them to get the sunlight. I really do need the sun. It helps me be happy, especially in the colder months. And of course, I've gotten better about being outside and all that stuff, but I'm still paying attention to the people. So yeah, but I do think I am impacted by it, and I recognize it. So I try to do things for myself to help me through these months when it's dark like this. They have lights now. You can buy them on Amazon. I don't know what they're called, but they have settings that mimic sunlight that you can use. So I have one of those at my desk at home that I turn on sometimes when I feel like I need it. At work, our office is always kind of darkish and gloomyish because of the way it's made. Mm-hmm. So I'm used to it at work. At work, I'm okay. I don't have a problem with it. But when I'm at home working, it seems to impact me. So that's what I do to kind of help myself through it. And I told my girls that I give them this announcement every September. Okay, y'all know this season is coming up, and I'm gonna need to do things to, keep my mind right, keep me happy, keep me moving. So if I say let's go for a walk, let's go have a drink, let's go have a bite to eat, or let's just get together, watch a movie, I'm gonna need you all to do it if you can. You know what I mean? To just kind of help me through these times. So I just wanted to full disclosure, be honest, and share with you all how I know it impacts me. I know some people it does and some people it doesn't. So does anybody want to step in?
I will chime in. Okay. Barb, off-camera Barb. So it's funny that you talk about this because just last night my daughter and I were talking about sunlight, depression, and things like that.
It's real shit.
And there's supplements you can take like vitamin D to help you with the sunlight for depression and things like that. So vitamin D is part of our diet during the winter time.
Yeah.
Because I love sunlight. Mm-hmm. But the other thing that and this is what she was telling me, study that she was reading, because I was saying, when I get my sunlight, in the daytime during the windows and all that, trying to get it. Studies have shown that the windows that we have, the tinted windows that are to block the sunlight, it blocks, and I don't know how to say it, but it blocks the good rays that you get, the ones that make you happy.
Okay.
And the only rays you know that. Me neither. The only rays that you do get through your tinted windows are the cancerous rays.
Mm-hmm. Damn. So is that with all windows that you buy, or is that something you ask for?
Tinted windows. So I'm thinking it's all tinted
There's
windows.
A tint that's added to your windows in your
automatically.
Car. UV tint.
Yes, a UV tint.
Oh wow.
That blocks it all, and so.
Like I recently, well not recently, but a few years ago, I got new windows. So was I assume that those windows have that on there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's shitty.
It's built in. It's probably part of some of the what is it? To keep it like so it's not too
Environmental,
hot, so it's
yeah.
not too cold. Your
Okay.
energy rating, that's what I'm
Yes.
looking for on
Yes.
the window.
Yes.
Yeah. But they
It's
say
blocking the rays.
Wow.
I'm going to call it the
Happy
happy
rays.
rays.
I like that. Yeah.
It blocks that from you, so you don't even get it when you're in your car or at
Wow.
work with those windows.
So you literally have to be outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Wow.
right.
Mhm.
Because
I
like
didn't know
you know
that.
how you say when you're in the car and you have transition lenses and your lenses won't transition?
Yeah.
It's because you have UV coating on your windows in your car.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No,
That's
but
interesting.
they say Midwesterners
Suffer
suffer
the
most from it because it is the least amount of daylight we have
Mm-hmm.
because it's cold.
Yeah.
So we don't
Yeah.
really make it outside as much.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
so it is more prevalent for people who live in the
can see that.
Midwest.
Yeah.
We literally have no sunlight on.
No, we don't.
Right.
That's
Right.
vitamin D,
Because
that's
I mean, you
texture.
blink and it's 4 o'clock, and then it's dark at
Yeah.
like 4:15,
Mhm.
4:20.
And you're inside
Yeah. Yeah.
around windows that are
Yes.
blocking
By
that
blocking it.
rays.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're
Yeah.
You're not
literally
getting it.
have no sunlight
Right.
for 24 hours.
Right. Regina Turman Thompson said absolutely.
That's my auntie.
And then
Hi,
before she said beautiful, and then Erica Denham said yes, beautiful.
Thank you, cousin. Thank you for tuning in, you all.
Yeah.
And I have one of those sun lamps. My boss
Yeah.
actually bought it for me
Really?
a few years ago at a previous job because our windows they're like double coated, so it's like because they don't want people to be able to see in,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Right.
Because we're in a strip mall, so they were constantly dark. And I'm like, look, I don't do fluorescent lights.
Yeah.
I need sunlight. I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys. You can put my desk outside, do whatever you need to, but I have to have sunlight.
Yeah.
I like to absorb it. I
Yeah.
like it. And
Yeah.
So he was like, one day I came in and there was a gift on the table. And I'm like, what's this? And he was like, this for you.
Was it a ring one or just a
No,
regular
it's
lamp?
just it's a regular lamp, but
Okay.
it's a sun. It's made for
That.
specifically for that.
Mhm.
To boost your mood and
Yeah.
to give you natural sunlight.
It is.
And I can
I'm telling
change
you.
the level
Yes.
of sun. So I had that thing on every day.
Okay.
I don't care what time it
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
And then, but it kept me where
It
I need
does
to
make
be.
you
Because
feel
for me,
better.
I want the people that-
does.
I don't like to be inside. I hate to be inside
Yeah.
as it is.
Yeah.
And so whenever I can get outside and there's some sun, then I'm great.
Yes.
I mean, my husband
Yes.
will tell you it's 100-degree heat index, and he's like, "What are you about to do?" I said, "I'm about to go outside." And he was like, "Nobody else gonna be out there. They're good."
Yeah, exactly. Even
That's what I
better.
like.
Even
It's like
better.
you could feel the
You can.
absorption in your body.
Yes.
when you go
You
out there.
absolutely
Yeah.
can. And they tell you, I mean, most
You
of us,
can.
people that look like us, are vitamin D deficient already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, we are.
Because we're not getting that sunlight.
Yep.
We're not out there absorbing that
Yeah.
natural vitamin D
Yeah.
into our body. So, I mean, I don't know if everybody else has noticed this. Like when we were little kids, even now, I guess as we get older, when you have been outside all day in the summer sun, when you finally get back in the house, your body feels like it is completely exhausted
Mhm.
because you've
Wow.
absorbed all that
Yeah.
good vitamin D, and now it's like your body needs to rest. It's like
I've
it
never
just
paid
needs to
attention to that.
just go ahead and fully recharge, right? But that's my favorite. I don't care.
That's
That's
love
my
that.
best sleep when I've been out in the sun.
That's
all day.
true.
All
Now
day.
that is true. That is very true.
All
And
of
you
it.
know what? I have
Mhm.
walked when it was 18 degrees outside down at Northwestern.
Mhm.
Baby, when that sun is out and I have on 2 pair of pants, I have on my shirt, and then I have on my North Face, and I am warm, but
Yeah.
that sun is just amazing.
Yeah.
And then I love water. Like I love to be
Yes.
on the water. So walking out there in the cold, because you get the crispness of the cold, but then you get
That sun
that
rays.
sun,
yes.
those sun rays
Yes.
and all that. It's wonderful.
It's also, it's not only a mood booster, but it's an energy booster.
Yes.
Because so for me, how I've noticed the energy booster is morning walks.
Mhm.
If I take a
Yes,
morning
yes.
walk, and I still believe me, it's still hard for
Yeah.
me to get up and get
Yeah.
up and get out
Yeah.
and go walk. But if
Right.
I'm able to do 10 minutes or 15
Mhm.
minutes in the morning, my whole day
Yep.
is so
Yeah,
much
makes a difference.
easier.
Yes.
and lighter.
Absolutely.
It's like all of a sudden I have energy for the day.
Yep.
As opposed to if I didn't do that walk, it just got up and went and got my tea.
It's a
and-
drag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's taking forever. It's just,
That's true.
it
I
took
do
a minute
notice
for me
that,
to
yeah.
notice
Yeah.
that, but it's like, it's
And when
so
you
true.
do, you try to make those little. Was when the pandemic first hit, we were less restrictive about logging in and things like that. As long as you got your work done, everybody was happy because it was
Right.
such a terrible
Right.
time. So I walked twice a day, and me and my mother would walk every day between 8:30 and 9 in the morning, and we would walk maybe a mile or so, and then I would come home, work until the end of the day, and then I would walk again in the afternoon. And it really did make a difference taking that walk. And we would see people and people would speak because, everybody was walking in because that's all you could do.
Yeah.
I wish my daughter was here to lay in on this because again, she's the reader of,
Right.
finding
Yeah.
things. And she was saying that walking, and it's mainly your legs, the
Mhm.
biggest muscle, that if you keep that moving, it helps you in life with the later things of dementia, diabetes.
I did hear that about dementia.
And all of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, and she couldn't get deep into it with me, so I sure can't get deep into it.
Right.
But it has something to do with this muscle here that
Yeah.
we need to keep working. And for me, it just came to me like maybe it's the biggest muscles we got.
Right.
But it could
But-
be too that your femoral artery is in your leg, right?
Oh,
That
could
artery
be.
is directly
To
connected
your heart.
heart.
Yeah.
And so maybe that has something to do with it from a physiological standpoint
Yeah.
that it's pumping the blood.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
to your heart.
Yeah, to your heart and your brain and all of that.
I believe
That's
that could
interesting.
be it.
Yeah.
So, no, but I think with working from home, right, and there are days that I go into the office,
Right.
I feel different
Yes.
when I go to work.
Yes.
Even if it's that short walk from my car
Yes.
to my office.
Absolutely.
And then I have east windows in my office. So in the summertime, it's great because the sun shines on me
Yes.
for even though they're tinted windows and I see I'm on calls and you can see the sun shine on my face. People are like, are you in the office? Because you have this brightness about you. But it feels different.
Yes.
It does. It
The
feels
heat-
really
That
different.
It
heat
does.
makes you feel. I'm telling you, I feel like I feel
You can
absorption.
conquer
Yeah.
the world. Yes. Yeah.
And sometimes it's just that cold that we
So,
wake up.
Again,
Right.
the best month of the world, April, my month.
Oh,
You can start going outside again.
Yeah.
The time changes. You
That's
get more
the
sun.
day.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
wake up
Okay.
and no, it doesn't happen in March. We're still cold.
That's
We're still falling back on the time.
Yeah, no, interesting though. My daughter was born in December. And I remember when she was born, my mom came, she stayed with me for a couple of weeks. Now, I'm a homebody. My whole life, never really left the house, never really needed to be anywhere. But the one thing she said to me was, make sure you get out of the house with that baby.
Yeah.
She said, because you don't want postpartum depression to kick in.
Yes.
Because you're sitting in the house.
Yep.
And you don't want the baby, too, to not have any exposure to fresh air.
Yes.
So I made it a point, but she also recognized in me, you're going to sit in the house and you get depressed.
Yes.
Right? Because then you're there, baby's crying,
Yep.
nobody else is there.
Yep.
And so, as cold as it was, and I didn't want to go out, we bundled up
Okay.
and we would go outside, we would walk,
That's
and it
cool.
made a huge difference. It
That's
really
it.
did.
How we all needed that speech when we all needed to have a baby.
Yes.
I mean, wow, that probably does make the biggest
Yeah.
difference. And with that being said, our color, when we have children, we don't normally go anywhere anyway.
Right.
It's like,
Yep.
I'm not taking them outside in the
Exactly.
cold.
Cultural
People
thing,
breathing
yeah.
on
Yep.
them and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yep.
Not knowing you needed to take your kid out
Yeah.
to get some sunlight.
So, yeah.
Richie was born in 96, and I took him home on the coldest day of the year. When I took him home, it was -3 degrees, and it was at night when I was finally released. And I remember telling Dr. Sally, I can't take my baby home. It's too cold outside. And he was like, Kelda, wrap that baby up and take him home. Like, you can go home. And I'm like, it's too cold outside.
I remember that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was warmer than
Right.
you.
So he was wrapped
He
up
was
like
warmer
a
than you.
raccoon.
Yeah, he was warmer than you. Brenda said, and I'm sorry, her comment got
Oh no, it's fine.
She said, great topic. She tried to figure out why she felt this way in the winter, and she
Wow.
realizes that she's not alone.
Oh no, not alone.
No.
Yes.
Thank
So glad we
you.
did
Thank
this.
you.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. And thank you for tuning in. That's good stuff. Yeah.
No, what can contribute to that too is that, especially holiday season,
Yes.
is that we remember the people that aren't with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And God forbid you lose somebody around
Right.
the holidays.
My grandmother died in December when I was a
Yeah.
teenager. Her funeral was on Christmas Eve.
Oh wow.
Right. And so for so many years, that's what we remembered. Like,
Mhm.
Parker was born on December 23rd. I was like, okay, Grandma, I see what
Right.
you
Yes, yeah. She
right.
thinks
So
that.
it created a shift
Yes.
in our family
Yes.
that we now are celebrated this. But then, you
Yeah.
know, my mother was born in December.
Okay.
Her brother was born in December. But so sometimes holiday season can create that because everybody is remembering the people
Absolutely.
that aren't here anymore.
Absolutely.
And so
And wondering like so like me experiencing this, and I just think, and I'll use my crazy god brother as an example. I could see him coming in and seeing all this stuff, just talking all kinds of shit. You know, and it's just, and I think about that. I think about him when I'm experiencing stuff like, how would he respond to this? And then I think about my uncle who had the same kind of energy, like when he took us to see Break-In 2. And, you know, they came in with all the Kool-Aid colors on it. He was like, what they doing all these Kool-Aid colors on? You know, so I think about how they would respond in situations that I'm in, especially the holidays. Like my grandfather, he is the reason I love Christmas so much. And Jerome even said, he was like, yeah, Grandpa is the reason why you're like this. And I'm like, yeah, because he loved Christmas. And every light, like we had this dumb big ass tree in our front yard, and he put lights as high as he could put them on this tree. And then we had the big glow mold Santa, and then we had the choir people, and then we had the spin light under the bed. I mean, and then we had the ornaments that had that little, not yarn, but the stuff, if you could peel it, you could see the balls. We had all that. Like we had the ice. We had all that stuff. You know what I mean? And it was a huge deal. And he woke us up at midnight, and you could open your gifts, and you know we have the pictures, and it's just, I think about those people, like you said, around this time, because it's like, how would they respond to some of the things that I'm experiencing? So sometimes it can make you happy, and sometimes it can make you sad. You know what I mean?
But
yeah. And Sandra said, beautiful to your comment, you are always thinking.
Oh, well, thank you, Miss Sandra. And that is Miss Sandra, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's two Sandras, I'm not worried about it.
So a couple of things that I want to touch on. I feel like sometimes all throughout the year of a loner, and not in anything from y'all. I just sometimes have to be by myself because I get a lot of energy, especially at my job. I'm feeling a lot of energy, and I'm getting all of that energy and pushing it back out to assist or to help or to be, because there was a fight on Friday and it moved me to tears because I couldn't do anything. I was just standing there. And I didn't know if I should jump in, if I shouldn't. And I don't know. I felt that, but I felt that emotion, you know, and so that emotion had to come out. And so sometimes when I drop down, it's various reasons, but sometimes I have to just pull back. And the holidays are difficult because my daddy was born on Parker's birthday, December 23rd. So, you know, and
I remember Christmases with him.
That's right.
You know, he did the round robin one time on his birthday. You know,
Yes. So that's kind of the pullback from that, and then to remember the memories and think about that. The sun, I love the sun,
but it doesn't impact.
It doesn't impact me really. Yeah, because I'm such a ball of wax and silly.
Yes,
y'all call me
Junior.
Yeah, right. So you know,
Liberty Bell commercial.
So, and I'm vitamin D deficient because you know they run your blood that you don't need it. And so, you know, for me, that's just what it means to me. And it's a beautiful time to be with people. However, sometimes it's like, okay, wait, I have to just pull it back. And then everyone needs to understand that's why I do that sometimes.
Well, I've said that millions of times. I've said it to all of you guys. And I mean, when it comes pull back, I pull back in the party.
Yes.
The
yes,
party
yes,
is right
yes,
here,
yes, yes.
and I will go upstairs
Yes.
for 5 minutes
Yes.
or 10 minutes
Yes.
and just catch
Yes,
myself
yes, yes.
again, and then come back and be the life of the party.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
You know, sometimes you just need that moment to
Right,
breathe,
right.
whatever it is. You know me, I'll go hit the bomb.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but sometimes
Yeah.
it's just that moment
Yeah.
to breathe and just be like to,
Right.
Absolutely.
regenerate yourself or
Mhm,
whatever it is.
mhm.
Like, have a shot.
Right.
Hint,
So,
hint,
yeah.
hint,
Hint, hint, hint.
hint, hint.
Shot.
Have a shot.
No, but it is hard to absorb other people's energy,
It
right?
is.
Yes.
And I
'Cause
think
in my
that's it.
And we
family-
need to be careful and
Right.
mindful of that
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Period.
Right,
For real.
right. Because you guys won't believe this,
Okay.
I might.
but I was a wallflower
Yes,
for
sure.
years. I didn't do anything because I grew up in a family with people full of energy.
Okay.
And so
Oh.
it can be
Yes,
exhausting and so I was like, let them be the show.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the show.
Yeah.
But then you miss out.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
something, right?
Well, I mean, so yes and no. You know, I mean, it depends on
But it doesn't
What's
mean I
going
wasn't
on.
watching,
right.
right?
Right.
And
Exactly.
so I was just the silent observer of
Okay.
everything. So I was the one the next day that could tell you what
Everything
everybody did.
that happened.
Yep. Because I'd be like, well, auntie did this, grandma did that, and then mom did this. But I never caught mommy
I
kissing
love
Santa
it.
Claus.
Right. Okay. Okay. You know, and that's funny, and like not having much to do with this, but I got to talk about my sugar when I get opportunity.
Uh-huh.
And I watch him watching everybody and everything. These kids,
Very observant.
again, side note, nothing to do with seasonal depression. They are watching
Yeah.
and they are
Always.
paying attention. And I mean, we did too, but they come with a different mind frame because of what they're experiencing with the computers and all this
Yes.
stuff.
And also what they're exposed to, what
Right.
our TV is exposing
Yeah.
them to
Yeah.
that we would have never seen.
Yes.
Right.
And just
This is true.
information in general.
Yes.
Nowadays, you can
They're
just look up
overloaded with
anything and
information.
get the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's not only overload, sometimes it's good. Just like I said, we
Yes.
take vitamin D
Oh, absolutely.
now. That's our supplement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, 30 years ago, 40 years ago,
What is vitamin D?
No.
What is vitamin D?
Well, the doctor used to tell you.
it
that
was what I got in my milk.
It seems
when
like
I
Never as a young person, I've never
But I
heard
don't
anything
drink
about
milk.
vitamin D.
I don't
No.
milk anymore.
You know
Matter
why?
of fact, I don't buy milk in the
You know
house.
why you
But
never heard
growing
anything
up-
about
so I got
vitamin
something
D?
to say with that. But growing up as a kid, that's vitamin
Vitamin
D.
D. Yeah.
What's vitamin D? There's no. It's,
Right.
it's
We played outside. That's the difference. That's
In
it.
the
And
summertime,
we were outside.
in
We
the
were
winter
outside.
time, it was go outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were outside,
had
so we
five
didn't have an
channels on
opportunity
TV.
to be vitamin D.
Exactly.
Right.
We didn't
Yeah.
have to be deficient because you woke up in the morning, you got dressed, and you
Yeah.
went
Went
outside to
outside.
play.
Yeah.
Just played out.
And then
All day.
and right, because they
You
told
came
you
in to eat unless you ate at one of your
Right.
friends'
That's
house.
right, that's
and then
right,
you
that's right,
didn't
that's
went-
right,
you didn't
that's
come home
right.
to the street like
that's
that.
right. Right, so that was your cue, right?
Yeah.
It's dark, come home.
Yeah.
So you were allowed to be outside
Wow.
for that whole amount
day.
of time, soaking up the sun,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So, but we don't with the electronics and with everything.
Yeah.
Kids don't, and even and I would say we are over cautious
Yes.
of our
Yes,
kids staying
we are.
outside now,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
so they don't have the same freedom that we have.
That's true.
Right? We roam the
very true.
neighborhood
All
all day
day.
as a group.
All
Because your
day.
neighbors were your
And your
family.
neighbors
Yes,
were mad
yes,
because you were in their front yard.
Right.
They were mad because you were in front of your house. They were there and make sure everybody was okay. They
Right,
counted all the kids.
exactly.
And if you were acting up, they call your mom.
Exactly.
Right?
After
They corrected you.
that part.
Right.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So, and that's the thing. And is that even part of it? Is that our community is gone?
It is.
And even as adults, do we have the same community to
No,
be
we have
able
to make
to
them.
lean on each other?
We have to make
I
them.
mean,
Community is
you do
gone,
have to make
and
them because
we
a lot
have
of
to
people
make them.
you can't trust. You don't
Yeah.
know who to trust.
Right.
But that's the other part. So our community is gone, but it's also that we have become such overbearing parents or whatever. That's the only thing. Because I'm telling you, my kid, I remember myself, and my child could not walk to the gas station that was 3 blocks away, and she was 15, 16. I'm like, no, you're a girl by yourself. No,
Yeah.
get your brother.
Yeah.
Y'all walk together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and And I look back at that thinking, Barbara, you was walking to the gas station by
yes, you
yourself at
Well,
5.
and
What are you talking about?
bro,
You know what I'm saying?
everywhere. I remember walking down Dodge in the snowstorm, going to the high school by myself
Right.
for a
Exactly.
basketball game at night.
I remember going walking
At
down
night.
to
And
go
I was meeting
coin.
people there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
We were outside
become that parent
more.
because I'm like, oh no,
So
you
do
know,
we think our society is different, or is it the same? It's just that we're having
No.
a higher level
It's
of,
different.
I think it's
our
different.
society is
different.
different.
It's
I think-
definitely different.
I think it's both.
But a higher level of what? What were you going to say?
like higher sense of like, I can't think of the word right now, but you're just
Security,
not even security. You're
alertness.
more aware and you're more kind of
Cautious.
untrusting, right? More cautious
So-
and untrusting
No.
of those
No,
I
around
think
you.
society has changed.
So I
because we used to have doors unlocked. Like I used
So
to
I
be able
think-
to walk in at Ada's house. I used to be able to walk in Aunt Earlene and Uncle John's house.
Yes.
Doors were always unlocked. Our front door, if our front
Can't do
front
that
door
now.
was open in the screen,
Yeah.
it wasn't locked.
I
Right.
still leave mine unlocked at times. So I
It
do think
it
it
wasn't
could
locked.
be
So I
area or
think
whatever.
it's
I think it's
I
where
think
you
it's
I
are.
also
society.
think it's both. And the
Mhm.
reason why I say both is because we're so overbearing and overcautious and everything, we ourselves have stopped that community thing because we have become the ones that stay inside. No, stay inside.
Yeah.
So with that, we've changed the community
Yeah.
of get-togetherness and everything like that. So now we are locking our doors because we don't know our
Right, we don't
neighbors
trust
anymore.
each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't know that person down the street. You're a little different, Kelda. You know everybody, every neighbor.
Yeah, and
There is,
Which is great.
which
Right?
is great.
I
It
want
is
to look. I've
great.
been thinking lately, like I want to do another round robin in my, in our townhouse thing because it was wonderful when we did it.
Yes.
But
And everybody loved it.
But
you
it's
know?
all that's not everywhere.
It's
And that's
not.
what I'm saying.
It's not.
You-
And I
it's
hate
different,
that.
But
I
I
hate
couldn't go
that.
in my neighborhood and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. That's why community has changed because
Yeah.
we have changed. Not only have we changed, we've moved. I don't
Mhm.
live in Evanston no more. I don't have
Mhm.
my best friend that's right here next to
Right.
me anymore. So
Right.
my daughter did not grow up next to my best friend and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
daughter knows my best friend from afar because she lives over here now and we only see them so often and whatever. And so their friends are different.
But why
And
do
so
you,
that means the community is different.
but why do you, I want to unpack that a bit.
Thank
That's
you.
my new thing.
Unpacking.
Right.
Unpack that.
Why do you feel like that you would not be able to go and ring your neighbor's doorbell with a round
Okay, so
robin?
that's a whole nother subject.
Because I live around.
No,
don't wanna-
that's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother subject. Right. Thank you.
No,
That's all
I'm
I-
unfamiliar
I
and they're
want
not open to. They didn't welcome you into the neighborhood when you moved in.
So
I just want
actually, yes, and so that is part of it because the ones that did welcome me
Okay.
in, and
Donut
I'm not-
man.
you know what I'm saying, and
Right.
I'm not even talking about. I'm going to my other neighborhood. The ones that
Okay.
did welcome me in,
Uh-huh.
we actually were neighbors and became good
Okay.
friends. The ones that didn't, I don't know them from whoever
Right,
they
right,
are.
right.
Now, my children,
Yes.
and I say that all the time. Children are different. They
Yes,
know with
yes,
everybody.
yes,
So
yes,
they
yes,
knew
yeah,
every
they-
neighborhood
yeah,
kid
yeah, yeah.
there was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even though I didn't know that parent, they knew the kid. So
Okay.
Yes.
that's how I got to meet
The
a lot of
yes,
parents.
yes.
Because no, you're not going over there
Right.
without me knowing
Yeah.
where you going, who you talking
Yeah.
to, and all that. So that's how I got to meet some parents. But as far as just no, Jana, I was not going knocking on the door.
That's
and
funny
saying
because
no.
I'm the neighbor that would not have come by and say, "Welcome to the neighborhood."
See,
My husband, he would be at your house.
I was
Right?
just asking.
He welcomes everyone in.
I was just
I'm the one that
asking
don't
as
wanna be
far
bothered.
as-
right?
So now I think about, and so see, now I feel bad a little bit
Why?
because our townhouse community is so close knit. And Tamika, are you watching? When Tamika moved in, I didn't do that, and I didn't think to do that. So me and her, it took us a year before we ended up interacting and connecting.
Well,
And it could have been something as simple as that. And I never thought about that. And you know what? So to my defense, and not literally but figuratively, where I've lived, it's been for years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in the community that I lived in. Everybody else had been there for years.
Yeah,
So I didn't.
yeah.
We didn't have new people coming in. So you didn't kind of have to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody had been there 15, 20, 30 years.
Mhm.
So it wasn't anybody new moving in.
Mhm.
You know, and so now that that has changed, that it never even dawned on me to do anything like
welcome,
that.
because I'm like Janine. I'm not welcoming you either. I don't even know if you moved in actually, because I don't even know that. You know, I'm not into everybody's thing like that. So
Oh,
No, but
Wow.
that's true.
I hear that.
Like,
I don't know.
so if we
I
take the
know my
topic
neighbors.
back to mental
Wait.
health,
Yeah.
What
right,
do you want to
depression.
say?
It goes back to there not being a sense of community. Back in the day, even in big cities like Chicago, neighborhoods had a small town vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Yeah.
That's not there anymore.
No.
Like now it's this is my house, this is my yard.
Yeah.
well,
have-
kids out there, keep your
I
dog
have what
Yeah.
I have, you have what you have. Go about
That's
your
it.
business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I
And
wouldn't
that
mind.
wasn't the case back in the day. Like y'all were
No,
talking,
it
we were
wasn't.
talking about block parties last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
They were
Man,
like a
we had some
thing.
great
Yes.
Nowadays,
Yes.
it's very rare that you find block parties.
Yeah, it is.
And
How
even in
they
the
used to
city
be.
of Evanston Frozen, barely anyone comes that lives
Yeah.
on that block.
weren't we just talking about this?
That's what we just had some
But
of
it
last night.
depends. Because for me, I think it depends on where you are. I think sometimes culturally, as a sense, we are so guarded, and because we want to get to know somebody, but I don't know you because I really don't vibe with who you are and what you might look like, and you looking at me sideways, and maybe they weren't, and maybe we planted that into ourselves. That, you know, sometimes we
Our
create
neighborhoods are
something
so diverse,
in our own
it's harder
head
for us
that
to
right.
relate
It's hard for
to
us,
Yeah.
right?
my
Because you
neighbors,
used to
they're
look at
Indian,
Yeah.
who smell
Well,
different. Than
yeah,
That's what I'm
us.
saying, right?
You
Right,
know,
but you're not used
or
to
yeah,
being
you know,
It's about
Yeah.
being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
with being
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
You got a pickup truck in your driveway.
Number one, I don't like being uncomfortable. But number two,
Well, none of
when
us
you
like being
move, when you move
uncomfortable.
into, like, when we had new neighbors, okay,
Yes.
so almost everyone on our block owned their
Their
home.
home.
Okay.
We only had 3 rental properties,
Okay.
right? And then you get investors that then buy that home, and then they just rent to anybody.
Yes.
So for
That
me,
changes the
for
game.
me, I'm that watcher in the neighborhood. So I know if a car doesn't belong there. I know if you don't belong here. And I'm always watching. So I can see a neighbor, and no, I don't feel like I need to come next door because I need to see who you are first. I need to watch you first. So if
But
you
don't
go to
think
some
in that
bullshit,
first initial
understand.
contact, that first initial contact, you'll be able to fill them out.
No, and I will. But I'm watching you. But I'm watching you from my house. So I can see all your interactions and what you're doing. And then that'll let me know if, oh, they're cool or not cool. Like, you know, if you're gonna park in front of my driveway, you just moved here, you know damn well you're supposed to park in front of nobody's fucking driveway.
Yeah.
So that tells me, number one, you're
Inconsiderate.
inconsiderate and disrespectful.
Yeah.
So you also want your shit towed. So I'm gonna have but if I have to keep coming to you to say, don't park in front of my
Now
driveway,
that's different.
we have a damn problem.
Right.
And then I'm calling the owner and he's doing nothing because it's only about the money,
Yeah.
the bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's the
That
problem for
is a
me.
huge problem.
Sometimes
Yeah.
people buy these investment properties, they don't care who they move next
Yep.
to you. So
Yep.
I have to be nice to you if I don't want to, because I've earned the right to be in my shit. But if you're gonna tear up my shit, we got a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I had people that were robbing people next to my house and throwing the damn purse that they stole in my garbage can.
Yeah.
So of course,
That implicates
Monica's
you.
Citizens Police, I call the police. There's a purse in my garbage, and it's one of the names of the girls who got robbed. I saw the evidence review.
Right.
So they come over and get it.
Police Monica.
So yeah.
My shit is, if you want people to respect you and like you, I don't feel like even if you move into the neighborhood, you have to introduce yourself. I don't have to introduce myself to anybody.
Right.
I don't care if you come to my house. I want to fill people out because some people don't want people on their property. They don't like people stopping by. They're not
true.
those type of
So
people.
I mean, so
What I mean,
so I feel like okay, go ahead.
Hi, twin. Hi. A twin
Uh-huh.
says, true. She said, I only know both my neighbors next door and a few down the street. We look out for each other
Right.
when we go out of town. To texting, can you get my package off the porch? And then when y'all were talking
Okay.
about the driveway, my twin says facts.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
So
But wait,
Go ahead, you
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Momo.
Mama.
What
Twin.
what about vitamin D?
No, I said
Real quick.
we're going.
We're going
We're
over.
going away.
Yes, we are.
So what I was gonna say,
Because
because I
you was
think
gonna
this
pull us
comes
back.
back,
Yeah.
right? And it make it a little personal, right?
Okay.
But if we think about community, we have
Mhm.
aging parents
Yes.
that have issues,
Yes,
and they leave the house,
Yes.
Yep.
and are people around us paying attention
Yes.
when our parents are leaving the house
Yes.
and
Yes.
say, I know that they got an issue.
Yeah.
Let me call Kelda. Let me call Barbara. Let me
Yes.
call Monica or
Yeah.
Jana or Javante. Say, your mom just left the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if they see your mom on the
I
other
just
side of
saw
the
that.
house,
Yes.
Yes.
I saw your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, and so, to bring it back to that, that's where the community comes in
Mhm.
to help with that, because
Yeah.
mental health is just not depression,
Yes.
the blues.
Yes.
People have mental disorders.
Yes.
That need to, and are we
Yes.
comfortable enough with telling our neighbors to say, hey, my mom has a problem, my dad has a problem, my husband has a problem, my kids have a problem, and I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, are we so guarded that we don't want people to know our business because we're embarrassed?
Yeah.
Because
It is a
we don't
business
want
because we
people
don't
to
talk
know what's
about
going on in our
mental health.
house.
But you also
And that's
trust
why-
them too.
Right.
That person that
Right.
has an
Right.
issue.
That's
If
true.
I don't know that I can trust you, I mean, that's like the biggest worry, right?
It is.
A parent with
Absolutely
dementia,
true. Yeah.
a disabled child, a
Yeah.
disabled family member.
Yeah.
Right.
If something happens and you can't get them or you can't get to them and your neighbor's there, can you trust them to do
Yeah.
what's
Right
right
thing.
with them?
Yeah.
Not take
How
advantage
can
of
I
them.
trust you if you don't want to speak to me?
Right.
Well,
Like,
just because
you know what
I
I'm
speak
saying?
to you
Like,
doesn't mean that I can
if
trust
you're,
you.
if you're my,
I need
if
to-
you're my neighbor and
I
you
need to
never
see
had that
things.
connection,
But
But
see,
see,
that's
I have to watch you.
interact.
Yeah, we will interact, but we all know this. People show you what they want to show
Well,
you.
that's
yeah,
true.
That's true.
That's
So,
true, but
You're
I think-
only you watching without saying. You can see a lot. You can see a lot because
No,
they're not
no.
guarded.
All right.
When they don't think people's watching, they're not guarded.
So then you
That's
have to
true,
use a
but-
combination of it.
but I will say
Of both,
that
yes.
out of the neighbors that I had, the ones that interacted with me
Right.
are the ones that I felt safe enough to
Right.
go to, whatever it was, because me being single mom, living by myself in a
Yeah.
house by myself,
Yeah.
things go wrong. You
Right.
have no clue what's
Right,
going
that's
wrong.
right.
And I would just go knock on my neighbor, this is happening. What
Yes,
yeah,
what does this mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he used to show me so many little tricks of the trade
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get around, but
Yeah.
I would have never gotten that
If you didn't.
if he did,
If he didn't come, yeah.
come say
Yeah,
hello,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I would have never
Right.
Yeah.
went to
Right.
him
And then some
said
people
hello.
it's not in them.
Right.
And that goes
Right.
back to like who you are. And mentally, you don't know what people have gone through. Like, some people are not
That's
people
certain.
are not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? So, people are not gonna go out like that and introduce themselves and stuff. You got
Brenda says, I know quite a few of my neighbors, and we too look out for each other. We have a group chat called
Amen.
SWARE, Southwest Evanston Area Residents.
I
We
love that.
communicate stuff in the neighborhood all the time.
Mm.
And Auntie says, show yourself friendly.
That's
Okay.
that's a
Yeah.
wonderful. That's Brenda. That's a great
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
Brenda.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's I think that sometimes we have to look at what we have been through. And either we change it or try to modify it as much as we can, because it's kind of like with your parents. Your parents are who they are. You can't expect them to change. And if your mom, does
And
this
they're a
one
product
thing,
of what
and-
they've
and
experienced, how they were brought up, and
Absolutely.
all these things.
And so we carry that as well too.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
sometimes we have to say, hey, look, you know what? I might not feel comfortable, but you know what? If I see this young man and his wife and they look friendly and waving to me and I don't really say nothing, I might need my shovel walk
Yeah,
shovel.
You say hi if they say hi.
Right.
My question to her is this: how long have you guys been neighbors to build that group? Because
Right.
again, me walking in as a new neighbor, one wouldn't know of that group.
Yes.
Would that
So
group
somebody
approach me?
should be approaching
Somebody-
her.
So maybe
Yeah.
so Brenda, let us know how they
There's a group
approach
of
you.
neighbors
Yeah.
that have known each other.
Yes.
for
How
a
did it
while.
start?
How did it start, Brenda? How did it
How did
start?
it start?
It's like, have you known each other for a
Yes.
while and said, let's do this?
Yes.
Or is this
Yes.
Yeah.
And it could be something small as you take a piece of paper and say "Happy Holidays" from me and my family and put it on everybody's door or
So-
in your area.
So have you ever
Oh,
thought about like what the world will be? And I know it's like a Christmas song. I feel like the only time the world is ever consistent with thinking about depression
niceness.
in people,
Yes.
when they
you know,
drink
how
alcohol?
people are feeling because of loved ones being gone, or even just being nice to people are around the holidays.
Yep.
That's the only time.
Why?
Yep.
Why
Only
is this
time.
not
Because
a
they're drinking a
consistent?
Coke.
No,
Why is
it's
this
not.
like not a
It's
consistent conversation?
exactly. And
Because
so,
that person's not only missing that person during the
Listen,
holidays.
they're missing
Once
every-
Christmas is done,
Right,
I
yes.
still have 365
Yes,
more
yes,
days to
yes.
go
and listen,
without that person not being here.
to your point, in 2019, before we even thought about COVID, I love Christmas, and it is not all solely about the
Me
decoration.
too.
It's the
Can't
energy. It's the energy. You know what I mean? It's the energy because people are the shit during Christmas.
People
time.
are
They are
cohesive.
so nice,
They're consistent.
so
they're
nice,
Together,
so yes, and so
they're mindful.
I started
That's a good one.
I started giving thank you cards with my tip in
Mhm.
it.
Yep.
And I would write a note. And if I was with other people, I'd be like, Janet, Kelda, Monica, and all of us say thank you for your service. Like I wrote notes in these cards. And I would give extra money on the tip and I would give it to these people. And it just changed the game for them. And so, and I was like, oh, because it was a holiday thing that I saw. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that too. But then I thought, like, why does this have to end? And then
After
when
the
the holidays
holidays,
end, and
right.
so I continued it. And it meant more going into the pandemic
Yeah.
doing that. And
Right.
Richie used to say, you give away too much money,
Uh-huh.
but it's like, it just made a difference in people. Like one time I went to, because we used to go to happy hour all the time at Bonefish before the pandemic. And so I went in with one of my friends one time and little young bartender, he was like, hi, Kelda, how you doing? And my friend was like, how in the hell does this boy know you? And I said, I was in here about a month ago and I gave him a really nice tip and I wrote my name in the card and said thank you and all that stuff. And he remembered it. And he was like, I got your card. It's right here on the bar. And he had it up on the bar.
Yeah.
And it's little simple things. The tip doesn't have to be
Nope.
exuberant, but it being in a card with a note is what made the difference.
You know what it is? It's
Okay.
kindness.
Yes.
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 So
Kindness.
And
Yes.
a smile.
if I may, Kiara
Okay.
Young says, "Hey, Queen Tay," and we have a king
Hey.
here too.
Hey, hey,
Yeah,
hey.
yeah,
Here.
And
You just
then-
can't see it.
I'm here.
Right.
And then Auntie says, "Remember, someone is watching you also."
Absolutely.
And she said, and so
Okay, what does that mean? Okay.
Well, when y'all
Because
said that,
y'all were
I
watching-
did. She said you
y'all-
watching them. and you-
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay.
she said, a very long time about the group. A very long time when it started. You said, tell us how it started. A very long time.
Oh, okay.
She said, I've been there for 32 years and it started with the oldest neighbor and we branched out from there. We had a couple
Okay.
of neighborhood functions like Movies in the Dark at a
Oh,
neighbor's
love
house.
that.
Block
Invite
parties,
me, please.
etc.
I want to come, Brenda.
As
Please.
the neighbors
I'm just
change,
around the corner.
we continue to reach out and make sure everyone is included. And so Auntie said little things.
Yeah. But you know,
Nice.
yeah, kindness affects people's mental
It
Yes,
does.
right?
So
Because
then, okay, so I pulled it all the way back. So let's go back to it.
I
Let's
think
go back
it's
to the
kindness
mental.
Okay.
and stuff like this. Like I don't really have any. The matriarch of our family died
Yeah.
Christmas morning.
oh wow.
Years ago.
Yeah.
And it still hits heavy.
Mm.
Not really to me because I was young. She
Right.
don't really have like that connection
Yes,
with her.
yeah.
But like I know my mom and my grandmother
Sure.
and all them
Absolutely.
do. But thinking about like people who used to decorate, that person's
Mhm.
gone.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of times when I decorate, it's not for me, it's for other people's
Yeah.
enjoyment.
Mhm.
Because like Kelda's dad or your
Grandfather.
grandfather,
My grandfather.
grandfather, this,
Yes.
it brings up the memories. Like, dang,
He would love this.
you know,
And that's Aunt Regina. That's her father.
She said exactly.
Yes, he would come in here. he would love it. Grandpa
Yeah.
would love this.
See,
Love it.
Just love
And
it.
so what's so funny is, quick, so I gotta share this because this man meant everything to me. He used to say when I would come over, he would, and I don't remember this. This is what I was told. He would say, "Hi, boo." Every time I came, he would say, "Hi, boo." When I started talking, I called him Pooh because I thought he was saying Pooh. And as I got older, it turned into Grandpoo. I am the only grandchild that called him Grandpoo. That man, and he's my father's stepfather, but he treated me and my brother and all of us like we were his.
Yeah, that didn't matter.
He kept me when I was in kindergarten because they only had half days back in the day.
Yes.
So he kept me. I ate sauce and crackers with him. I ate chub and crackers with him. Like all that old school. We ate the regular grapefruit, not pink. We ate the regular grapefruit, and he used to section it off and do the little thing and sprinkle sugar, and we would eat it. And I like all these things, and this, it's amazing how little things can impact your life.
Yes.
And for the good, for the mental good. And that's how I look at Christmas. Like, and it's a shame, going back to that, this is the only time of year when everybody seems to be on one accord and be nice.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that because people are going through shit. And they are going through shit more and more now. We're having the empowerment brunch not the empowerment brunch, but the empowerment virtual event in February because I was asked because people have a concern about how people are going to feel going into this new year with this new clown as a president. And so people, to just go back, people are going through things. It shouldn't just be now that we're trying to impact people mentally and support people mentally. This shit needs to be 365, 7 days a week. It really, really does. So, 24 hours a day.
So Cuz says about the group, she said, I sure will.
Brenda,
invite you. And I will also share the group with you. Cuz.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Very good. Very good.
So,
okay.
That's all
so were you saying something or were you saying something? Like, I feel like one of y'all three was saying something. No?
Well,
I just wanted to make sure.
No, I just did just kindness. Like, people don't know how that one thing.
Yeah.
That one thing, and not to boast, but there's times I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be the tip fairy today.
Yes.
At the Starbucks or at the Dunkin'. Yes. I have one lady go, this is a lot of money. Yep. Yeah. Have a good day.
I love paying for people behind me to speed out the parking lot.
Yes.
So they don't say something. I don't want you to say something to me because I just want you to pay it forward. Yeah. Just think about what just happened to you and use that again.
It can change the trajectory of someone's day that day. That person could be. That could stop that one person from doing something drastic to them.
Yes. Yeah, just like when Jana called us, we were on a Zoom, and Jana called us. She was going through the Starbucks line, and I heard this voice, and I was like, I said, turn the camera around to that person. I said, that voice sounds familiar. And she turned around, I was like, hey, I said, that's my friend. And I don't even know this boy.
Right.
I don't even know him, but I said, that's my friend. And Jaden knows him. And when we go to Starbucks, Jaden's like, Kiki, where's your friend? Is your friend working today? Like, where's your friend?
Yeah, he knew.
And I don't know this kid. And I talked to him and I said, what's your name? What's your people? Like, who are you? Because I felt his energy, and I was like, I feel like I know you. And he ain't even from Evanston.
Right.
He ain't really got a connection to Evanston or none of that. But it's his energy that he gave to me that he continued to give to me. And so now this is my friend. So I be looking for him when I go to the Starbucks on Dipster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it started from a little thing.
Yep.
An extra smile or something. You just don't know. So now I know if I go to Starbucks and I see him, it's gonna make me smile.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And it's those little things help your mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter how many today.
That's right. That's right.
And
50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now where are we? Now see. Also, and see,
I didn't want to interrupt.
And we also have to be mindful that And I'm gonna say, we rock things out, okay?
Yeah.
When we walk into a room, people stop and look
Yeah.
because we have that type of aura
The energy
around us, and we're bringing in good stuff. However,
Right.
sometimes we need to share some of that energy with other people. It don't take much to use your mouth to say something to
Yeah.
somebody.
Right.
It doesn't take much to do that.
To
So
smile, to
it-
say
it's
hello,
smile,
to
say
nothing.
hello to
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
that's right, because
Yeah.
you never know
What someone's going through.
Yes.
through, or
Yes.
how
Right.
you might impact. And the mental health, the mental stuff is real.
It's
People go through mental
so
stuff
real.
by, somebody
real.
that's in a house by themselves sometimes. And
Right.
sometimes you're in your head
You're
Yeah.
thinking.
because you're
Yes,
thinking,
you are.
overthinking, because you're like,
Yeah.
dang, I gotta cook for one person, but I'm not used to cooking for one person. Okay, well, I gotta talk to myself, but I'm not answering myself back because you may think something's wrong with me. So I got to, you got to have.
See, I don't. I've always cooked for more than because it's been more
Yes.
than me and since I've had my boys and I got my mother. But I always cook too much because I grew up where it was a lot of people.
Yeah, you cook
So
right.
I'm used to a lot of food. So then when I do, I'll be like, call Dominique, call it, do they need food? And then I'll hit Lisa and them, do y'all like this kind of stuff? Like it, and it's sharing, and that builds.
You don't call
Community.
Well, y'all in Waukegan.
Oh yeah,
I don't
I'm
care.
not coming in.
I
She
work
said,
out.
I'm not.
Well, yeah, because I made crock pot lasagna last week. It was fabulous.
You told me about it, don't you remember?
But
was
with
I
that,
was staring at you that
with that said,
I come out there
where
every
you
week.
say you're sitting in the house alone, and I remember, 2 years ago with my cancer diagnosis, and I'm sitting in the house alone, and the house ain't clean, and everything around you that's not done reminds you that you can't do
it.
something.
Yes.
And so it is that time where Bart said, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
Kelda, or the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the stuff
Yeah.
you see going on in
Yes.
the chat.
Yes.
It is,
Yes.
even though you're not suffering, but you are. I'm in the house, and I think that's one of the reasons why I went back to work, because my house still hasn't really recovered.
Yes.
From the diagnosis.
That's a good analogy. Like it hasn't like your house
recovered.
I recovered, but my house hasn't
Your house
recovered.
hasn't recovered.
And Parky is like, "Mom, you gotta get this stuff,
Do something.
move it,
Yes.
put
Do
it somewhere,
Yes.
open
Yes.
the blinds," because I don't open
Girl,
blinds.
I'm gonna need the blinds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a old.
I'm gonna drive all the way to Gurney
That's
to
right,
open
that's
your
right.
blinds.
And so I'm making a point to open them
your damn
when I'm
blinds.
working at a bar.
Yes.
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 And I'm gonna start posting in the morning. Open y'all blinds.
Yes.
Open y'all
Yes.
blinds.
So Kiera says just a hello or how are you doing today? When we talk
Yes,
about
yes.
people. And then Auntie said, oh, it's real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My kids always say, "Why are you? Do you know that person?" I said, "No."
No, you don't have to.
Why are you talking to them?
You don't
I
have
said, "What? Why can't I
That's
ask?"
right.
Yes.
That's
They
right.
looked at me. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
right.
asking.
Yeah.
They looked at me. I start talking to them.
I talk to people all the time.
You
Just
know,
random.
I mean, I never know when I might see that person again. I'm gonna tell you,
You could
a
be
really
that
quick
person's
story.
angel. You could be that person's
Or that
angel.
person
You don't
could be
know.
your angel.
Yeah.
That, and I'll tell you guys a really quick story. Really quick.
Go ahead.
In 1989, I just graduated high school.
1989.
The winter.
Don't touch it.
I kid y'all
I
not.
wasn't here.
December
Whatever.
31st. December 31st. I went to a party in Skokie, and my grandmother gave me money for a cab to come home when I was ready to come home. You know, because you know all the best taxi and
Absolutely.
better cab. Okay, you trust me in the car. You know. So after the party, I had the money to go home, but my girlfriends were there, and they're like, "Oh, we'll give you a ride home. You don't need to catch a
Oh,
cab."
I know this story.
You know this story.
I know this
We went
story.
down to Burger King, as we all
The
did back then.
spot.
When a young man walked in, I'd never seen him before. Because I don't know anybody from anybody. And he had this really thick Southern accent, right? And he was like, "Hello, how you doing?" I'm just like, "Oh, good," and I smiled. And then he was like, "You know what? I said hi to everybody in here, and nobody said hi." He said, "People up here don't say hello. They don't understand." So
Not like they do in the South.
I said, "I'm sorry."
Not like
I
they
said,
do in the South. We
"I don't know you, but you said hi to me, and you smiled at me, so I said hi." I don't think
You
there's
were
anything
raised
wrong
right.
with saying
You
hi.
were raised right.
Later, after I left Burger King, I went on Hartree where I live now. My girlfriend drove on Hartree, and we were coming through the stop sign,
What is she?
and she had to go out to see if
She
the cars
married
were
Mr.
coming.
Montana.
Not 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
She had to go a little out because someone parked where it says "Do not park,"
Ah!
right close to the corner. But as she went out, I'm leaning on the glass in the back, about to catch some Z's apparently.
Right.
But all of a sudden, all I heard was screaming around me, but I wasn't awake. And then I awoke to someone smacking me in the face in the back of a fucking ambulance.
Oh.
And all I can remember was saying, "Could you please stop smacking me?" And then I looked to my side, and the guy that I said hi to pulled me out of that car.
Oh my god.
He was in that part. In the back of the ambulance. And I had a brace on my neck because they didn't know what was, they had blood from my ear, all that stuff, right? So he was like, he lifted me up slightly because the guy told him just, you can't really lift her up too much. But he was like, look, your friend is still in the car. They have to cut her out. They're about to cut her out. And all of a sudden I went black again. So I passed back out. But in that instant.
You were in a car accident?
Oh yeah,
a really
bad one.
I mean,
I crushed all that. I was in the car.
That part. She was in a real bad.
I was in there. The side of my face was crushed. Everything.
Yeah.
It was.
They were all impacted.
We were all.
It was a bad
all were.
accident. Yeah.
And thank God we all survived. Amen.
Amen.
But that guy
That
I
man,
said
you
hello to, his cousin lived on Laurel, a block over, saw it as they were coming down and pulled me out of that car.
Okay then.
He would have known me from
One small act of kindness.
Yes.
One small act of kindness.
So that's what
Right.
it is.
Wow.
Right.
And you say you encounter your angels.
I love good stories.
You encounter your angels.
Wow.
We're at
Yes.
61 minutes.
Okay. So, dang, I want to keep talking. Like, this has been good stuff.
Yeah.
And this is what I like. So, you all, we definitely got off subject. And I have said this in other podcasts. We start with one, and wherever the conversation takes us, we're going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to me, that's also the beauty of not having a lot of structure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then you lead it to be you lend it to be organic, and you get more out of it when you do that.
Well, and
the person upstairs, I don't know what this woman is doing, but it's a lot of stuff going on.
She
I
tried to
know I'm about to go
get
knock on her door and say, "Hello, I'm Auntie. What you doing up here, girlfriend?" Right. But I hate to cut abruptly. Does anybody have anything else they want to add before we do our closing shot?
I just want to say, even though we get off topic, we're here because somebody needs to hear what we have to
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
say. Period.
Yes.
Anyone out there is suffering? Talk to
Yeah.
your people. Talk to your
Yes.
friends. Talk to anybody.
Use your 8 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Use your 8 minutes. And I have needed it every day this week, and I haven't used them.
Okay.
Use your 8 minutes.
Yes.
Please.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I get my
Please.
30-second promo?
1,000%. Oh, for me? So what am I talking about? Okay.
That's all right.
Oh. Okay, so listen. I have been, and I'm gonna keep it gangster and 100. I have been doing Alex Robbins LLC has been doing ladies empowerment brunches since 2022. We had our 5th one in November, which was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and I'm not just saying it because me and my team put it on. I'm saying it because it was amazing. It was the first one we thought the Friendsgiving was the best one. I don't feel that anymore. I even had to tell Venetia, sorry, boo. Friendsgiving wasn't the best one. This last one was the best one. And I want to continue to do this. I am going to continue to do this somehow, some way. I was asked to do one in February or January of next year, again, because of the whole election and the Cheeto and all that stuff. And I wanted to do it in person. Financially, I'm just going to keep it gangster. I can't. I can no longer finance these out of my pocket, which I have done for the last 5 we've done. So that's why this next one in February is going to be virtual. Now, it ain't gonna change. The energy is not gonna change, so don't even misunderstand. Because I am literally reading and studying for this next one that's virtual. Because I am going to be the facilitator of this one, and it's gonna be good. That's all I'm gonna say. It is gonna be based on us needing to support each other. And Michelle Obama's book, I should have pulled up the name.
The life we carry.
The Light We Carry,
And then her workbook,
and the workbook that goes along with that. Okay. So
overcoming,
overcoming uncertain times.
Yep.
The Light We Carry. That's the name of the book.
The book is available on Amazon.
It is. The book is available on Amazon. It's less than $15.
Yeah, it just came out on the 3rd.
And the workbook is also available on Amazon. I'm telling you, it's worth the read because I'm learning. And not that I'm learning, but she helped me see things that I'm using.
Can I get an at Michelle Obama on this?
Right. Michelle, hey girl, we here.
Wait,
we here. We love you.
Right now?
Yes, please. But so I don't want to give up too much of what I want to discuss, but she talks about using tools to help you through things, right?
Just tag her.
And everybody in this room is my tool, and not in a negative way.
Right.
But they're my tool to help me through things. And it's not negative, but we do things and use things to help us. And she was like, that's a tool. Mm-hmm. You're using a tool to help you. And I was like, well, damn, I never even thought about it. So yeah, this next one is going to be good. And we want to do a Friendsgiving to commemorate the first one in November of this year. And it might be challenging financially. So if you have in your heart to be a sponsor and donate, please reach out to me. We would greatly appreciate it. In the events moving forward, there will be a fee because there needs to be a fee. If I was rich, there would never be a fee because I don't like to change. I don't like to charge people, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But I do want the support. I do want the participation because I promise you will take something away. Yes. You really will. Yes. You will take something away from it. I'm not blowing smoke.
And, okay. And to add to that, Alex Ra is not only an empowerment.
No, it's not. It's an event planning business. Yes. And we can do anything from a setting like this in a few days to I'm actually working on an 800-person event. Ooh. That's going to happen in February of 2025. Mm-hmm. So that's the span of what can be done. And so we, appreciate your business, support, whatever, let me know.
Any event, please. Not too
Any
big,
event, not too small. Right. Look, your event is my business.
Okay.
Boom and pow.
Boom and pow.
But we're going to close out.
I can say something very quickly.
Hurry up, girl.
Okay. Mm-mm. Also, and I'm looking right at the camera. As far as mental health, please do self-care. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you are male or female, please do self-care and take care of yourself. Because if you can't take care of you, then you can't help take care of everybody else. Drop the mic.
Yes.
Boom. Yes. There we go.
Yes. And next time we'll drop the mic before I speak because I should be the last one.
But then Barb tagged.
So you shot.
Your producer did that.
My producer, I love that.
It's live, you guys. Hey, if we were editing, I would have edited her.
That's what you done.
Look, that's blasphemy. Happy holidays from Alex Ra Events LLC and my girls and my nephew who is the backbone for us all with all this fabulousness. Yes.
Barbie, you gotta keep moving this way so you can get on camera.
Yeah, go over to the other side. There you go. There you go.
Keep coming. Keep coming.
No, it's a delay.
There you go. There you go. All right. So, cheers, salamati, all those things to you all. Happy holidays, and we will see you in the new year with our new podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And see. Do I need to do that one? Okay.
Alrighty.
Because I know it's a little different.
I'm trying to see. It has ended, I think.
Jamal called you.